Hey, good afternoon, class. A little bit different environment here. This is my office here in lovely building 700 at Aiken Technical College here on the campus. Want to talk to you for a couple of minutes. Next week, you'll be doing your first of your 3 graded speeches, your informative speech. It's going to be 4 to 6 minutes long. What I want to do is just go over some of the key points that I'll be looking for when I'm grading your informative speech. This will be the first of 3 speeches that you're going to give. The first one will be the informative. The second will be the problem solution speech. And the third one will be your persuasive speech. And we're going to go over all of that before you actually have to do them. So just relax. We'll be talking about each and every one of them. Okay, for your first speech, it's an informative speech. So the simple goal is for you to inform me about something. I don't care what, as long as the subject isn't inappropriate. I disqualify all speeches concerning trigger issues that we've all heard over and over again. I don't want you to give a speech on guns, abortion, trying to convert somebody to your personal religion, advocating a specific, political candidate or a political party, any of those things along those lines. I just want to take those off the board because there's a lot of different reasons for it, and most of them is it just basically doesn't go to meeting the teaching point that I want to accomplish. Okay. So all that aside, I give you a lot of leeway on your topics. If you don't know whether or not a topic is going to be appropriate, shoot me an email, McInnisV, MCINNISV, @atc.edu, okay? And I'll be happy to give you feedback. Okay, so let's talk about some requirements. First of all, you're going to have to cite 3 separate pieces of evidence. You can't cite the same piece 3 different times. You can't say according to John Smith, according to John Smith, according to John Smith. I need to see 3 separate pieces of evidence in this speech, okay? That's something a lot of people fall down on. I'm going to tell you it's 5 points out of 50 for this speech, so it's 10%. So you want to work really hard at getting those 3 pieces of evidence in there, okay? I need to see explicit transitions between your main points and between the parts of your speech. Now, we've gone over organization already. You're going to have an introduction that's going to have an attention device. It's going to have a statement of purpose. It's going to have a preview of your main points, and then it's going to have a statement of your credentials. Those 4 things are required in your introduction. It's not hard. Let me go over that again. You're going to have your attention device. You're going to have a statement of your a statement of purpose, preview of your main points, and a statement of your credentials. Okay, and then after that, I expect to hear. Now, my first main point will be, or let me talk to you about the first thing. I need to see you transition through those individual points. Remember, we said that this isn't talking in front of people. This is a public speech. It's a formal event, so I expect to see formal transitions. And when you get down through that first main point, I expect to hear you say something along the lines of, and my second main point is, I expect those explicit transitions all the way through. And again, that's another going to be another 5 points. So again, between evidence and between transitions, that's 20% of your grade. Okay, so I need you to focus on that. All right. I need you, and again, we're going to have that introduction. It's going to have your attention device, statement of purpose, preview of your main points, statement of your credentials. You'll then transition into your first main point, okay? You'll go through your first main point. You will transition into your second main point. My second main point is, you will go through that. If you have a third main point, you will give your third main point, and then you will wrap up, and you will say, in wrapping up, in conclusion, finally, whatever you want to say, you will explicitly transition into your conclusion. And again, you're going to have that restatement of your purpose and a review of your main points, okay? I know we're going to be on camera, so at that point, just pause for a second, and then I'll walk over and turn the camera off, okay? Speaking of the camera, I'm going to need to see you from head to toe. All right, I'm not going to be able to just see a bust shot like this. I don't need a medium shot. I need a long shot. I need to see you from your toes to your head because I'm going to be looking at making sure that you keep those feet shoulder width apart, your weight evenly balanced on both feet. I need to see those hands in front of you. I need to see you gesturing, okay? Not protecting, not hiding your hands behind your back, okay? Not turning sideways to the camera in a defensive posture. I want to see your feet shoulder width, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more, depending on how you feel and what's comfortable for you. Weight evenly on both feet, not putting one foot behind the other, but weight evenly on both feet. And then I need to see that you've got your hands up for gesturing. Okay, in your hands, you're going to have 2 3x5 note cards. Just 2 3x5 note cards, front and back. If you want to write on them like that, that's fine. Okay, but only 2 3x5 note cards. And the reason for that is that, you can use 5x7 note cards are way too big. They become distractive. The 4x6s, yeah, you can use 4x6 note cards. But the problem is that most people, when they use a 4x6 note card, they will try to write their speech out word for word on their note cards. We want to avoid that. So I'm going to say 2 3x5 note cards. You can write on the front and on the back. That's great. But make sure you limit yourself to those 2 3x5 note cards. If you do have one extended quote, and that's a quote that's going to last maybe 15 to 20 seconds, I'll allow you to have that on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper somewhere within easy reach. If you need to set a chair up to have it resting on, that's fine. You pick the piece of paper up, you read the quote, you put it back, you go back to your 2 3x5 note cards. Okay? I will do 2 things for you in the next 24 hours. I will put in that, so since this will probably go up Wednesday, by Thursday, I am going to post a link to an informative speech that I gave on the national anthem. I will post that. It's on YouTube, and you'll be able to see that. I will also put in the document section on the Blackboard page. I will put a copy of my outline for that speech and my note cards for that speech, so you can see how I like to have an outline look and how I like to have my note cards look. Now again, we're going to go back and I'm going to jump back in and say, hey, listen, remember, outlines are there to visualize your speeches, okay? Do not shortcut on the outlines. Remember, develop, we walk through this on how to determine the purpose of your speech. I want you to look at get your main ideas together. This is what I'd like to say. Go back and determine that general purpose. Okay, am I going to be entertaining? Am I going to be informative? Am I going to be persuasive? In this speech, you can be entertaining if you want to. That's fine. You're not going to be persuasive is the only thing I'll say. Not intentionally persuasive is what I'm going to say about that. Then you come up with your statement of purpose. Okay. Then your attention device, your main points are already laid out. So remember to lay all that stuff out. The one thing I am going to really encourage you to do is to make sure you incorporate all that evidence you're going to be citing. Put it on your outline, because I've had tons of students that when they don't put the evidence in their outline and they're making up their note cards, they don't put the evidence on their note cards, so they get up and they forget to cite it. Remember, that's going to be 5 points on this, and that's going to be 10% of your final grade, and that is going to go up and up as time goes on. Okay, but I will post today's Wednesday. Hopefully, I'll get this converted to YouTube and get it loaded, and so you can see that today. Your informative speeches will be due. You'll need to turn an outline into me next week, probably Wednesday, and then that way I can give you feedback on the informative speech, and then you'll have the actual speech done. Will be part of that Sunday night at midnight deadline. But I'll go over all of that with you. I'll send out an announcement sometime, probably Friday or Monday, but just plan on having your outline ready by Wednesday of next week, and then you're doing the speech by Sunday of next week. Okay, one other thing, I do need you to make sure that you are familiar with how to load a video up to YouTube, because I do have to get everything off YouTube. Just loading a video onto Blackboard just doesn't work. The computer is too slow, it's too choppy. So please, and in that way it also limits where I cannot see the videos. I can access YouTube on my phone anytime, anywhere. I can access it at home if I'm grading stuff at home. So just make sure you go over that YouTube tutorial that's posted on Blackboard. Okay, and then make sure we get all that out, and so that we have everybody coming in the same way, and that way I can pull your speeches up really easily. Okay, so again, 4 to 6 minute speech. Be informative, topic of your choice. Remember the formal structure. Make sure that you're down with all of that. Remember 3 pieces of evidence. Remember nonverbals will be graded. So you're going to be standing feet shoulder width apart, give or take a little bit, depending on your comfort. Hands gesturing, 2 3x5 note cards. And video from head to toe. If you keep all that in mind, you should be great. My part is I'm going to post the rubric so you can see how I'm actually going to be grading it. I'm going to be posting a link to a speech I gave. I'll be posting my outline and my note cards. And we should be able to pull this off, and all this should happen in the next 24 to 36 hours, so that by next Wednesday at midnight, you'll be able to post your outline to me. And you can send me that. Outlines will be sent to me by email. And again, on Friday, I'm going to include that in the big email I send out on Friday for next week. All right, great. This is here in this time front zone. It's now Wednesday. Start thinking about your topic. I will hopefully talk to you you'll get something from me in the next 24 hours. All right, take care. Bye-bye.